It's only a game. Which I can agree with, but it's a bit more than a game for some people. It is a piece of history that they can look back on their lives and say, what was I doing when I was playing this game? Oh, I was there. I remember how excited I was when I first beat this game. Climbing the demon... Okay, I'll just tell you. This giant crater in the center of the map, that's what they call Death Mountain. That is, the scariest, cursed, and most blighted place on the entire map. That's where you will fight the dangerous enemies and discover some of the greatest loot ever. What else is there to say? It's essentially Mount Doom, if you were to parallel it with Lord of the Rings. And obviously that is where you end up. Because that's just where you end up. There isn't any more to say about that. I don't really want to tell you too much right away. If you haven't beaten it, I kind of want to lead up to the excitement. And I also kind of want to get up here and see what that green glow is. Oh. This is where they've been melting their humans to make mutant soup. Still, look at that light. It's pretty cool. For the time and what it is, they're pretty good resources. Yes, I'm just jerking off the game at this point. Like, I'm praising the hell out of it. But for good reason, because I love it so much. I haven't played a game parallel to it besides... I can't even think of a game that comes close to this one. In my opinion, an RPG. Really, I'm sure, like, people have considered Minecraft to be the greatest game ever conceived because it's basically an open world. You can do whatever you want within the within the structure of the game. And even then, people have been modding the game to their own preferences. People have been making Zelda worlds, people have been making Star Wars worlds. It's really insane. So, I guess that's arguably the greatest game ever made, but then again, so is Pong. So, you're never gonna find the correct answer, it's all up to opinion. So, like I said, in my opinion, this is one of the best games ever. And I can leave it with that, because there isn't much else to say. Let's see. Cells of Hollow Hand? Was I in there? I think I'm just running in circles at this point, so... let's leave. Oh, once I find a... what do you call it? Mark and recall? Ring, or anything. I'll be using the hell out of it. If you don't know what mark and recall is, you mark a point, and then when you press recall, it just sends you back there. It's essentially teleportation. But so is Divine Intervention and Absolute Intervention. Those just send you to the nearest fort and the nearest temple, if you're in a lot of trouble. Here's that Foyata we're talking about. This one leads you directly to the foot of or Death Mountain. I was about to say Mount Doom. But there isn't really a tower with an eye inside. I won't go as far to say there isn't an eye looking at everything, because some could argue that there is. There's eyes everywhere. the walls have teeth, as He's a Legend like to say. Oh. Yeah, that is the name of the song. Then again, they had to have said it to come up with the name, so there you go. Yeah, speaking of He is a Legend, this is a game that, personally, I really got into music. I was playing this game and listening to a lot of music that my brother gave me, and it gave me a lot of time to think about the music and just indulge in it, because I'm not the kind of person to just sit there and listen to music. I kind of have to be doing something too. I know it would be a lot different back in the 70s and 60s when you had a record player that wasn't really mobile, but then again, you didn't have video games back then either. I guess you could read a book and listen to music, like I said before, but for me, this game has a lot of memories attached to it. I was listening to my first hardcore bands. We'll say hardcore as an annoying vernacular, because it doesn't really describe anything. It's lost all meaning now that people have been taking the word and adjusting it to their own benefit, just because it's a cool word. It's like putting core at the end of anything. Metalcore, punkcore, emo-core, countrycore. Can you imagine playing G, D, and C, but like a hardcore band? Hilarious. Those are the country chords, by the way. Throw in an A minor to make it a little sad, and then there you go. I can give you a blues song right now too, but I don't really care at this point.
Make it quick.
I just want to get
Make
the
it
hell
quick,
out of here. Find out what I'm supposed to do. Also, I say it'll be in the E scale.
What say you?
You talk too much. Say what you want or go.
I don't want to say anything. Let me think about something. Durr. I'm gonna open this door.
Don't
There.
press your what?
I said it.
So what do you
Ugh, what makes you think I want anything? Stop talking to me!
care to tell me what this is about?
Actually, you're kinda cute. See, look at how taller my guy is than her. She must be a Breton. A Breton soldier. Or a fighter, I mean. Those are pretty rare.
Go ahead,
Alright.
stranger.
I got your box. This guy knows a lot about the dwarves. So you can ask him about the dwarves, and he'll tell you about the dwarves. Just what I was looking for. You mean what I was looking for? With the sixth house. About the Neverine, by the way, inscription on the box seems to be the directions for setting a Dwemer key to open a specific lock. So you talk to him about the lock, and then... Oh, wait. I'm supposed to go to Caius to talk to him about... or bring him back the information, and then I can come back. So you ask him about references, he'll give you a couple of books. Talk to him about the Neverine. He doesn't know much about the Neverine, but he knows a lot about the sixth house. House Dagoth is the sixth house, the lost sixth house. In the First Age, House Dagoth betrayed the other great houses during the War of the First Council, and was destroyed for their treason. I can answer any questions you have, but I'll also give you some notes to give to Caius, and recommend some sixth house references that you should read. I already clicked on that, didn't I? Yeah. Yeah. You learn more about that ancient war and stuff. It was basically a civil war. How Dagoth basically wanted to rule the world. I'm trying to think of a parallel. Again, Lord of the Rings. Man was getting corrupted by the power of the ring, so the other races kind of votes to destroy him. I don't even know if that's accurate. Don't listen to me on that. It's been so long since I've read any Lord of the Rings. And I'm not going to reference the movies because they don't tell you anything. They just go through the cinematic motions like any other Hollywood film would do. They don't even have Tom Bombadil in the movie. Can you believe that? They skipped like 3 or 4 chapters, and they were pretty cool. It was early on in the book. I don't know if anybody who hasn't read the book has heard of Tom Bombadil, but Tolkien wrote a whole book on him. Anyway, after the hobbits, or before the hobbits reach Bree, they go into some forgotten woods. I don't remember what the forest is called, but it's the first time they encounter Ents, I think. I could be wrong there too. It's been so long. I've read it in like grade 5. But they come across this log house and meet this crazy tea-loving dude named Tom Bombadil and his wife. And they hang out for a bit. He tells them a bunch of lore. They smoke some green tea, or what do you call it? Long bottom leaf. Yeah, they smoke long bottom leaf with him. And then they go to this these sort of deserted, gross canyons full of spirits and get attacked by ghosts. But I think Tom rescues them and then sends them on their way because they can't handle it. And then they reach Bree. So that was a horrible description of a really awesome chapter in the story that they should have put in the movie.